What if you knew what will cause the next crypto bull market? Well, actually the answer is very simple, and it's going to be exactly the same thing that caused all of the crypto bull markets in the past 6 years: Ethereum. In this video, I want to show you how you can benefit from all that's happening in the ecosystem of Ethereum, what is the most important chart that you will ever have to see, and we're gonna do some realistic price predictions without any moon boy hopium stuff, just the facts. But before we get into this, we need to have a short history lesson. What you're looking at here is the total market cap of all cryptocurrencies since their inception. And as you can see, before 2017, pretty much this was flatlined and the market cap was pretty insignificant. And everything changed somewhere around here with the ICO boom of 2017. This was the first moment in history where crypto started gaining a lot of popularities, and there were random projects popping up here and there. Most of them are already dead, half of them were just cash grabs. However, the most important thing that we need to know for this video is that 80% of all projects were ERC20 tokens, which means that they were utilizing the Ethereum network for their projects. And most interestingly, to this day, most of the tokens that are coming out are still on the Ethereum network. As you can see, after that, we pretty much didn't have any bull markets. However, something very significant happened here in 2018, and that was the birth of USDC, which is an Ethereum-based stablecoin. And together with USDT are number 3 and 4 right after Bitcoin and Ethereum. And in general, these stablecoins unlocked a lot of potential that got realized several years later in the summer of 2020, when it was the so-called DeFi summer. This was pretty much when most of the centralized exchanges were born, like Uniswap, SushiSwap, and so on. And the main volume that people are transacting in these exchanges is again on Ethereum. And of course, all the gas fees that are paid are in Ethereum, and most of the shitcoins that were traded on those platforms were also ERC20 tokens, so based on Ethereum. And I'm pretty sure you can see the common thread here, but let me show you a few more examples because they're very important. Just a few months later, after the DeFi summer, we had another boom here of layer 1 blockchains. Pretty much everyone in the business said, hey, Ethereum is having amazing success. What we can do to replicate it, and what are the disadvantages of Ethereum that we can take advantage of and create better blockchains. This is when projects like Solana and Luna got very popular and were going parabolic for very good reasons, because they were solving problems that Ethereum had, and some of them it still has. And while everyone was talking about layer 1s and how this is the next big bull cycle, we had another bull cycle that was born somewhere in the midst of 2021, and that was NFTs. The stupid JPEGs and monkeys and all kinds of other animals that you were seeing all over the news were mostly again based on Ethereum, and the biggest platform out there when it comes to volume is called OpenSea, and 90% of the trading happens on Ethereum network. And this was crazy because there were so many people trying to jump into the bandwagon of NFTs. It was very similar to the ICO boom here in 2017, that the gas prices of Ethereum were skyrocketing, and again the demand for Ethereum was increasing significantly. But that actually is not all, because just a year later, when the bear market started really showing its strength somewhere around here, we had two very significant events. The first one was somewhere around here in the May of 2022, and it was the collapse of Terra Luna, which turned from one of the biggest competitors of Ethereum to practically a scam and went almost to zero, losing billions of market cap and a lot of money for its investors. And just in the past few months, with the collapse of FTX, the other bigger competitor of Ethereum, Solana, is also experiencing a lot of difficulties, and even some of the biggest NFT projects on Solana are migrating to Ethereum because of the uncertainty that surrounds Solana currently. As you can see, no matter what happens, Ethereum is the winner of everything, and I don't think that's about to change anytime soon. Actually, I think this trend will accelerate, and there are three main reasons for this. First one was a massive update that the Ethereum network had back in 2021, which introduced burning mechanism whenever there are gas fees spent. A portion of each gas fee is burned, and as I mentioned, when there are a lot of transactions on the network, there are obviously a lot of gas burned. As you can see, the burn rate for the past 24 hours, and this has been very steady, is 1.3 Ethereum per minute. This was extremely important update because for the first time in the history of Ethereum, it had the potential to become a deflationary asset. And actually, this is where I want to show you the most important graph in Ethereum's history. It's definitely not the most exciting one, but it's extremely important because after the last update of Ethereum, which was called the merge, the developers reduced the new issued supply of Ethereum with around 96%. And together with the burning mechanism, you can see that here from September, when the merge actually happened, we see that the supply of Ethereum has flatlined. And if we just quickly compare this to Bitcoin's supply, you can see a difference that Bitcoin is still going up and it will continue to go up at the same rate at least until 2024 when the next halving is scheduled. However, if we go back to Ethereum and we look a little bit deeper here into the data, you'll see that for the past month or so, there has been periods when Ethereum has turned into a deflationary asset. And this is, keep in mind, in the depths of the bear market where most people are not interested in crypto and we don't have high volatility on the market. So imagine what will happen when the next bull run will actually happen. And what will cause the next bull run? I believe it will be all the developments on the Ethereum network, and mainly that will be caused by the next update scheduled for this year, which is called sharding. And it says it here on the official side of Ethereum. This will enable layer 2 solutions to offer low transaction fees and so on and so on. So pretty much Ethereum is telling us where we should look for the next 10x, 100x opportunities, and that is on layer 2 solutions of Ethereum. And if you go to this website L2Beat, which I'm going to share in the description, you see that the total value locked in L2 solutions for Ethereum has been steadily growing, although we're in a downtrend currently, and you can see which are the main competitors. And the very best part about this is that some of them still haven't launched a token. Like for example, Arbitrum 1, the biggest layer 2, doesn't have a token just yet. Optimism has one already out. I'm also really excited about ZK Sync and also Starkware, and I'm very excited because this actually has another bull market potential within this layer 2 narrative, and that are bridges that help you transact between each layer, because it's not very easy to send assets, let's say from the main layer of Ethereum to Arbitrum 1 or Optimism, or between layer 2 solutions. So if you want to be doing this, you'll be using some kind of a bridge. So bridges like, for example, Stargate or Synapse or all the other projects in the space have also great potential to benefit from the L2 narrative. However, this might sound way too rosy and optimistic because we are currently in a downtrend and we need to be realistic about the situation and about when potentially this narrative can play out and when actually the next crypto bull market can start. So let's look for some clues and let's do some price prediction on the charts of Ethereum. This is the 12-month chart of Ethereum, and as you can see, we just closed 2022 with minus 67%, which is huge, but also it's not uncommon in crypto, and even in the price history of Ethereum, you'll see that in the previous we also had such kind of years, which were followed by flatline and then a continuation of a bull market. And I still think there's a high probability for price to go lower, and actually if we just look at this annual chart, there's a very clear support level here around $700, And I think we can only get there if we have a really bad recession. So this is the very pessimistic scenario, which I'm not completely disregarding, but I also don't think it's the highest probability one. If we jump into the weekly charts, you'll see that we're currently breaking out of this descending line right here. And just in the past couple of weeks, price has pretty much flatlined. This has been also due to the holiday season, and it will be very interesting to see how price action will continue to develop in the first quarter of this year. However, I think the most realistic scenario right now is to have accumulation of the price around these levels. So this is the low here is around $1,000, and the high here, I think it's also high probability area, is around $1,700. So what I would expect to happen, at least in the first half of the year, is to have some chop around this area and potentially to form a higher low scenario here for a potential breakout above this level around 1700. And actually, if this happens, I think it will be also the best scenario, because this will take some time for price to stabilize, also to accumulate and to gain momentum. And in this area, I'm pretty sure a lot of things will still develop in the space, and crypto narratives from the past that were mostly fear-based will start to change, and we are going to see people getting more optimistic. Of course, it all depends on the economic situation overall, but if we see this kind of pattern, then I think we are heading for another massive Ethereum bull run. And how far Ethereum could go, a lot of people were asking for 5-digit Ethereum back here when prices were around $5,000. However, obviously we were far away from this, but I don't think this is out of the realm of possibilities in the future. And let me show you why. If we go to the monthly chart, and of course if the ecosystem of Ethereum continues building and developing like it does, combined with the deflationary prospect of Ethereum, I really think this could skyrocket the price. And actually 10,000 is not that far away if we pull an extension on the monthly chart of Ethereum from the low here of the bear market of 2020 to the high, and then to this low right here. If we assume this is the low, of course, you'll see that 10,000 actually lines pretty good with the 200 extension. And if we measure this from the bottom right here to the top, it's around 1,000% gains. And if we compare this to the previous cycle, even if we don't take here the perfect bottom to the top of the bull market here, we had 3,000% gains in the last cycle. And this will actually prove that we have diminishing returns when it comes to the price of Ethereum and pretty much of all major crypto assets, because we are getting closer and closer to wider adoption, and it's pretty normal to see the margins of profits going down. So I don't think this is some crazy price prediction in the near future of Ethereum, although I'm highly skeptical we're gonna hit it in the next 12 months. And the first targets that I would personally be looking for, and if Ethereum breaks above it, I'll get a lot more bullish, is of course this level of around 1700 that we already discussed, but also this area around 2000 I believe is really crucial, because it will be the major higher high, especially on the higher time frames. Let me just clean up all of these drawings, and if we go to the monthly chart, you'll see that we have here a lower low, and if we use this wick here as a lower high compared to the previous one, you'll see that if we get something like this and a potential breakout above 2000, this will be the first higher high in very long time on this higher time frame. And I really think that $2,000 is a realistic price level for this year. It's a round emotional number, and it will definitely give me a lot more confidence going forward that the price of Ethereum is on its way to reach potentially, first of all, its all-time high around $5,000, and then in the future around $10,000. Let me know what you think in the comments, if I'm crazy to think about this or actually you're a lot more bullish on Ethereum. I'm very excited about the entire ecosystem, and in separate videos I'll discuss a lot more in details the projects I'm looking into and how I'm going to approach all of this period for the next 12 to 24 months. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.